Hello, this is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 289, 1 Thessalonians chapters 1 through 5. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol. The epistles are getting shorter now.
Great.
Yeah.
Thessalonians is not one that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, so this is 1 Thessalonians. There's going to be a second.
Okay.
This is thought to be the earliest Christian writing.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the oldest book in the New Testament. It was written first, and they think it's written by Paul. This is one of the undisputed Pauline epistles.
When you say Christian writing, I'm not even sure what that means.
Well, the Christian movement, the Christian, the Jesus followers, were a new group that didn't exist before Jesus, of course. This was written probably in 49 or 50 CE, a little less than 20 years after Jesus had died. There's a lot of early Christian writing. Some of them made them into the New Testament. Some of them didn't. But this is the first writing of any kind that is still existing today. It's the oldest document that we know about that Christians wrote. He's writing to the church in Thessalonica, which is in eastern Greece.
Okay, great. Should we get started?
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 1. From Paul, Silvanus, and Timothy to the church in Thessalonica. We know you've been elected by God. Now you're waiting for Jesus to return from heaven. God raised him from the dead, and he saved us from the wrath to come. All right, that is not all good news there for the Thessalonians.
Why not?
Well, there's a wrath to come, but they all know that.
The wrath isn't coming for them.
Oh.
The wrath's coming for non-believers. Okay. So they'll be good. They, you notice, have been elected by God. So God has chosen them. You remember how Paul kind of thinks about that?
Yes. You're born and God decides one way or the other whether you're going to be saved or not.
Even before you're born.
Okay.
God's got it all in mind, and it's all going to happen just the way he wanted, and you're either saved or you're not saved. Elected or not elected. Mm-hmm. If you're not elected, then there's a wrath to come.
Okay. Glad that's clear.
Yeah, okay. Chapter 2. We were shamefully treated at Philippi, but we spoke boldly nonetheless.
And were they shamelessly treated?
No, apparently he wasn't very happy about it.
I guess not. I wonder what happened there.
I don't know.
We didn't deceive anyone with uncleanliness. We didn't use flattering words. God is our witness.
We didn't seek glory or make a burden of ourselves, but we were gentle among you. You remember how hard we worked for you, laboring night and day? You and God saw how holy, just, and perfect we were.
Well, that's a weird little paragraph, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's saying that when we were there, we were good. We weren't treated so well at Philippi, but you guys remember how good we were at Thessalonica? We provided our own income. You didn't have to support us.
Oh.
I think that's what he's saying. We behaved ourselves, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verse 14. The Jews killed Jesus and their own prophets, and they persecuted us. They don't please God and are contrary to everyone.
God's wrath will be especially hard on them. So this is one of the most anti-Semitic verses in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Because the Gospels aren't too clear about who killed Jesus. Mm-hmm. Most of them seem to say that it was really Pontius Pilate, right? So the Romans killed him. Mm-hmm. This is the thing, the Jews killed Jesus. And that they're just no good. Like God's wrath is going to be on all of them. Because they don't please God and they're contrary to everyone.
That is pretty awful.
Yeah.
To say that about the Jews.
It is. And it's one that is used by anti-Semites ever since.
Verse 18. We would have come to you, even I, Paul, but Satan stopped us. Really?
Yeah, so he wanted to come, but Satan stopped him.
Okay.
It happens. When Jesus comes, you'll be there to greet him.
You as the people in Thessalonica?
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 3. We told you before that you'd have to endure tribulation, and you have. When Jesus comes, he'll establish your hearts in holiness before God.
So I guess maybe they've been having some trouble in Thessalonica. Maybe some of the Jews there, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the Romans. Somebody has kind of been bugging them a bit.
Yeah.
Chapter 4. You know the commandments that we gave you from Jesus. This is the will of God. Don't fornicate. Every man should know how to possess his vessel in holiness and honor.
Okay, what's a vessel?
Well, scholars kind of debate that, but they think he's either talking about their private parts.
Okay.
Or their wives.
Oh.
You're kind of my vessel.
I see. Don't count on it. Okay, well, that's just weird in both cases.
You need to possess it. Yeah, you need to possess it in holiness and honor.
All right.
Which I always try to do.
You liar. Okay, don't be filled with lust like the Gentiles. And don't take something that belongs to someone else. Verse 13. Don't worry about believers who have died. They're not like dead non-believers who have no hope.
Even though it's early, right? It's only maybe a couple decades after Jesus had died.
Yeah.
People are already worrying about, hey, you've been saying that Jesus is coming right away. Mm-hmm. That's what Jesus said. That's what you said. And yet, where is he? People are dying. He says, don't worry about it.
People are dying and they don't have a chance to be saved? Is that what they're saying?
Well, that's what they're wondering, because they expected to be alive when Jesus came back.
Uh-huh.
These dead people aren't going to be alive when Jesus comes back. So what's up with that?
Yeah.
Verse 14 says, when Jesus returns, he'll bring the dead believers back with him.
Verse 15. Jesus told me that when he returns, those of us who are alive won't precede the dead. He's going to take care of the dead, and then he's going to take care of the people who are alive.
Jesus has a to-do list.
Okay.
So at the end of the world, when Jesus returns, first he's going to go down and get the dead people and raise them up. Mm-hmm. Then he's going to come and take care of the saved people, and he's going to get them, and they're going to go with him or something. And then, of course, everybody else is going to be
not going with
the
him.
Wrath of God on them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way it's going to work.
It's a nice to-do list.
Yeah, and it says in the next verse, Jesus will descend with a shout, with the voice of an archangel.
Huh.
This is the verse that Jehovah's Witnesses use to say that Jesus is the Archangel Michael. Yeah, they're the same guy.
How many archangels are there?
Well, there's
Gabriel.
Gabriel and Michael are the only two that are mentioned by name.
And Gabriel's the one who told Mary she's going to have a baby.
Right.
And Michael, what did he do? Is this his job here?
He's going to have he's going to show up with a big role in Revelation.
Oh. I see. We're seeing a little prequel of him here.
Yeah. And then it says that a trumpet will sound and dead believers will rise first.
Okay. Then those of us who are alive will be raised up into the clouds to meet Jesus in the air and be with him forever.
Yeah, this is where the rapture comes from.
I see.
But no one ever thought of the rapture. The rapture, of course, the words rapture are not in the Bible, and no one ever even came up with this idea until about 150 years ago or so. It's a relatively new idea in Christianity, this idea of the rapture. But this is the verse that they use to justify that.
Okay.
And so verse 18 says, comfort one another with these words.
I'm not comforted by them. So, as I read those words, those of us who are alive will be raised up into the clouds to meet Jesus in the air and be with him forever.
Yeah.
That is the basis of a lot of Negro spirituals. I just sang Ain't No Grave in my choir. And don't look here, I'll be way up in the sky with Jesus. And there's no grave that can hold me down.
No, this is used a lot. This is an important verse. Mm-hmm. So a lot, particularly Protestant beliefs, I don't think you'll hear Catholics ever talk about this, because it really doesn't fit with their ideas. It's a big deal among evangelical Protestants. Most of them believe that this is talking about a rapture, and it's the whole basis of the Left Behind books and movies and all of that.
Yeah.
The believer is going to go up to heaven or go up to Jesus in the clouds, and the rest of us it's going to be hell down here. We're going to all just be killing each other and stuff.
Okay. Chapter 5. But I don't have to tell you about the times and seasons. You know the Lord's day will come as a thief in the night.
When people are saying everything's fine, the world will be destroyed like a woman in childbirth, and they won't escape. But you'll be okay. That day won't surprise you like a thief.
You're the children of light. So don't go to sleep. Watch and be sober. People sleep and get drunk at night.
But we day people will be sober, wearing the breastplate of faith and love, with salvation as a helmet.
God won't hurt us with his wrath. He saved us through Jesus. He died for us, and dead or alive, we'll live with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Verse 14, help the weak and be patient with everyone. Don't be evil to those who are evil to you. Do good to everyone.
Be happy. Pray all the time. Be thankful. Don't quench the spirit. Don't despise prophesyings.
Test every belief to see if it's true or false. Hold on to what is good. That's one of my favorite verses, right? Test everything to see if it's
everything.
true.
Which doesn't happen a lot when you believe on faith.
It's not going to work so well for you.
No.
Yeah.
Stay away from anything that even appears to be evil. I'll pray you'll be blameless on the day Jesus returns.
Give everyone a holy kiss and read this letter to all the holy people.
Amen. Are all these letters going to end with amen?
I'm not sure.
I guess that's a greeting. What does amen really mean?
So be it.
Oh, so be it.
Yeah. Let it happen just like that. It's also kind of an affirmation. It's an agreement, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Amen. Amen to that.
All right. Well, that's the end of 1 Thessalonians. We did it.
That's right.
Okay, listeners, thanks for staying with us. And Steve, thanks again.
You're welcome.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.